What's up, boys? Hope you're doing good. Just got back in Florida. I was in South Dakota for the weekend, man. Just, seeing a little shorty. I just got done trading, actually, rare Steph W day. I think I caught around 27 points. Took 3 trades. 1 was break even, 2 were dubs. Really good, actually. But I'm all by myself in this fat house on Christmas Eve with nothing to do. I actually landed last night around midnight. I actually left these packages out for like 4 days outside and nobody stole them, so W neighborhood, I guess. But I put together this whole thing last night. It's just a little outdoor couch. So you have a little TV mount right here. Throw a TV up there, man, watch some football and just lock in out here. This is such a cool area, bro, just looking out here. As you guys know, man, this month has been pretty rocky for me on the trading side, man. Just not everything I've wanted to see. And there was one thing that I noticed today that actually brought me back into a lot of confidence that I had before, was that when I would trade NQ, I always want to see ES correlate. That is the #1 thing I must see before taking a trade. And it has not been doing it at all the last couple weeks. And that was the first thing I noticed today, that ES and NQ were moving so similar, and it was so easy to take trades because I knew exactly what the trend was. But this thing is like 200 pounds. I just had to move it up the stairs for myself. It is my bed frame. You guys know gosh, my room is a mess. I don't need a lot, man. I'm a man. I want to start to design this room and I don't know where to start. It's very big, so I don't really know what to do just yet. So I'm trying to kind of build out the design that I want. First thing I want to do is start with the bed frame and kind of work my way out towards out here. I think I want to put a couch here, a little TV, just to chill, a bunch of stuff up here. Maybe a little desk for me. Because you guys know I literally walk out this door right here, take a little right here, and this is my office. And I'm actually gonna move all this stuff around today as well. I have a really busy day. Again, man, these traders like to buy cars and shit and flex it to you, bro. The coolest thing I've ever bought, this key knife right here from Bass Pro Shops, bro. Look at this. Ready? Just a normal key, throw it on your key ring. Boom. And any opportunity I get to use it, I always do. I haven't had a bed frame in like over a year, so this should be pretty fun. I'm gonna hate putting this together. It's probably gonna take me 3 hours. I can't do hair anymore, bro. I think I wanna go bald. I used to be scared of going bald, and I actually wanna go bald now. I can't stand hair. My mentorship right now is on a huge end of the year sale. I'm so committed to making sure that 2025 is the best year of my life, and I want to give as much information and as much education as I can possibly. Right now it's 24% off. This is probably the last sale I'm gonna do for a long time. It's only 55 bucks, I think, right now. All my strategies, live trading every single day. I'm doing a monthly mastermind in there every single month as well. Recorded seminars, weekly Q&As, the best community on the earth. Make 25 the year you actually change something. All right, boys, been doing this for about an hour. You guys can see we're just finishing up with the headboard. God, I want it all. Woo, man, you trying to lay on this bed with me. Definitely not end all be all, but good start to the room. Let's get back to the real stuff. I'm about to go to Best Buy real quick. I don't know what I need to buy, man. It's just kind of one of those things. I need to treat myself for Christmas. Further though, I do need a fan because my room that my office is in is low-key super hot because my computer is the size of a V8 engine. Mark's in New York right now. I'm here by myself. It's low-key scary, but this house is too big. Woo! I drove 30 minutes to Best Buy just for there to literally be one left in stock, and some old dude took it right in front of me, and then I just had to take the L. It's okay, man. Hope that guy has a Merry Christmas. Kind of sucks, but we're at crunch right now. I'm about to just go probably work out for like 10 minutes and just come back. I just wanted to do something. So bad vision kind of runs in my family, but I was the only one for the longest time in my family who didn't have to get glasses. I could see fine, and I still can kind of see fine, but bro, long distances, my eyes just hurt. And I've just been grinding on my PC all day, recording and all this stuff, bro. It just starts to strain my eyes so bad, and I just need to go get my eyes checked, bro, badly. Just a little pump, man. I'm half the man I used to be. Bro, senior year, I was benching 305. I was 225. Like, bro, chiseled 6-pack, straight muscle. Now I'm just old and gross. I was 202 before I went to South Dakota for the weekend, bro. I ate like so bad out there. I did nothing but eat. Now I'm 212. Done. I lose and put on weight so quick. I have a pretty fast metabolism, but bro, I know one day it's gonna catch up on me and I'm just gonna get so fat. Not today. At Costco, you can get like a pre-cooked like 12-ounce steak, bro, and it's already cut up and stuff. I just love to pick on out of the fridge. Look, there's one thing today that just made me kind of restart my mind, that showed me the one simple confluence that I need to see to make sure that when I take a trade, I'm so confident, and majority of the time, actually, my win rate goes up extremely. And it's so simple and it's so overlooked, and recently it's a big ideology on why I haven't been doing so good in December, because all of December, ES and NQ, you guys may know the top 2 indexes in the world, in the US at least, that we trade every day as futures traders, have not been correlating. They have not been playing to the same side in the early morning when I'm taking trades, hence why I've been doing so bad. That just means that one may be outperforming or underperforming the other, which, as someone who pretty much plays fully off of trend and trading price action, it's basically impossible to decide which side we can play, because you guys know I naturally trade NQ, NASDAQ, the tech index, and recently
it hasn't been moving the same as ES, the S&P 500, which is usually the overall trend. You want to follow the S&P more than the NASDAQ because the S&P measures the entire market, every sector, where NASDAQ just trades tech, and that's what I trade. But naturally, I want to be trading with the side of ES because ES is the overall market. It's a rabbit hole. And what I'm going to show you today is everything you need to see. It's so simple how to trade it, how to understand it, how to analyze and premeditate the actual move going forward to make sure 2025 you go crazy. I'm so excited.
This is something that I think even myself, I've overlooked over the last couple months, and it's actually bit me in the ass pretty well, especially when you get on these shorter time frames. A lot of people live and die by whatever they like to trade on futures. For me, it's NASDAQ. A lot of people in this space trade NQ more than anything. I think it is the number one thing futures traders like to trade. I understand exactly why. It's what I will always trade. I plan to stay on NQ for a while. I do think I will actually open up to ES down the line. But again, it's that volatility. It's that opportunity to catch these huge moves, make a lot of money quickly. Obviously, it's pretty much just leverage ES. And with that becomes the independent part of trading NQ. You know, a lot of people will not even look at ES because they just want to trade NQ. They don't think ES matters at all. And it's something that I myself have just gotten so tunnel visioned on NASDAQ that it's actually really bit me in the butt because of that. Today, I only want to talk about just looking at correlation between indexes, especially to ES, to actually validate your strategy to make it actually even better, give yourself more confidence. It will actually dwindle down those really bad losses that you take from time to time and just get them out of your game. Understanding this more than anything is important, that ES will always win. No matter what you look at, any time frame, ES will always take control. It's never been about NASDAQ. No matter how good NASDAQ is moving, if ES is not moving with it, it's going to correct itself back to ES. You have to think of looking at ES as the overall stock market. That's all it is. It is the stock market. So when you're looking at that ES chart, you are looking at the chart of the entire stock market, how that is moving. You have a way higher chance that NASDAQ corrects to the overall stock market than the whole stock market correcting to NASDAQ. Now, you will obviously get these different pairings because NASDAQ tends to be a lot more lucrative. When it's up heavy. When it's down heavy. That's just kind of how tech rolls. But especially on these shorter time frames, the ability to actually wait for correlation of the stock market with NASDAQ to then boost it up and take advantage of that huge volume that it has is where you can really capitalize on these huge trades and make a lot of money. It's all I did today, make $6,500, and that's not my biggest day ever, and it's definitely not as much as I've been down this month. But I took 3 trades, 1 was break even, 2 were dubs. I didn't really have any stress today. I traded for about 25 minutes, and it felt really good. It was the first day in a while where I felt really confident looking at ES and NQ and actually seeing them move together, and it gave me so much confidence to take my trades and actually watching one of my setups. My biggest trade of the day, I think, was around 20 points, which again, I was scalping, so that's a pretty big dub for me. The play actually played out both on ES and NQ, and it gave me so much confidence going into the trade, and it was a pretty much insta dub. I wasn't in drawdown for any time at all. I just went to turn on my headphones and they weren't connecting, and I was like, oh gosh. So I look at my computer, bro, and the freaking USB is bent, dude. What? Am I cooked, bro? Do I need to get a new headset now? Those are $250. But hey, you learn what I'm gonna talk about in this video. You'll be able to buy as many of those headphones as you want. This is the best thing that you should implement to your strategy every single time, 10 times out of the week, 10 times out of the day. If you trade futures or you trade any index, this is the number one thing you should probably implement into your strategy, and that I'm going to 100% have to see going forward before I even decide about taking a trade. My setup looks trash right now, but trust me, once I get all this stuff sorted out, I'm gonna make it look sick. But if you guys can see right now, looking at NQ in the morning today, we had a really nice uptrend on both indexes. You can see going into pre-market, pretty nice buying. Came in around 9 o'clock, we started to fall. Right at market opened up, we made this nice low. We never actually saw this again. But looking at NQ, you're clearly seeing an uptrend in pre-market, slight sell-off right around 9:15, right before market opens up. Big buys come in, and then you're seeing a very nice clean uptrend. Now let's go look at ES. You are seeing a very nice buy up in pre-market. Around 9:15, you have that same exact sell-off. Market opens up, we make an initial low, and then you see a very nice uptrend. That is so important to see both indexes correlating, moving together, meaning that they are in unison, and the moves that you are expected to see, you should be seeing on both, inherently making either side of your trade, if you're trading on ES or NQ, more likely to continue up because you have that mutualism. These indexes move together. If we're seeing NQ with a similar move and we're seeing ES with a similar move, then they should both be pushing themselves up, giving themselves an even higher chance to see the move you want to see. We'll go one by all these trades, but right now let's just look at this trade in specific. Okay, so we had a nice buy up in pre-market. This is NQ, by the way. You can see in the top left if you really need. You have this initial buy up, and then we make it a little bit of a high right here. We start to see some sells come in and making a little bit of a weakness point for buys. Coming down right to this EMA. Look at this giant rejection. I got in right at this candle close. We had this huge sell off underneath the EMA, instantly bought back up, closed right back above this EMA. At the close, jumped right in because what does this show? It shows we actually had sells come into the market. Buys coming back up, keeping it above the EMA is a really good indication of a continuation of the trend. You guys can see right here did the same exact thing. Right here did the same exact thing. Right here did the same exact thing. And I'm using the 8 EMA if you are interested. My favorite EMA personally. But what we are seeing is we need to see this stay above this EMA if we want to see this continue this trend. Ever since we had this breakout right here, every single time we've sold, we've held this EMA. Every single time we've sold off, held. So that is a really good sign for us at this point initially by looking back and saying, okay, these are areas where buys came in, big buys came in. Look at that order right there. Look at this order actually once we got filled on it, got pretty much TP instantly. So what we had right here was our buy up. Ready? Weakness came in, sells, buyers take over back, put this back above the EMA, closing right back at the open of that candle. Huge sign for bulls to come in and take over. Let's look at ES at the same exact time. And this is exactly what prompted me to get into this trade. This was the candle we made on ES. So you are seeing the same exact thing happening on ES. So what is that showing you? It's showing us that huge momentum is coming into the buy side. If we're seeing two huge rejections, in this case just off the CMA, but regardless, just look at this 1 minute candle. Sells came in super strong and buys instantly took it back up in the same interval that it happened and closed it back above this EMA. This shows that there is a clear sentiment coming into the market and they are serious about it. They held this level. They know that this trend again had to be held by staying above this EMA. And that's exactly what they did when they needed it most. They came in and did that right there. And this is when the psychology comes into it, because you know how easy it is to get in a trade like this, because, you know, being on NQ, you guys know sometimes it's pretty hesitant taking trades like this, you know, just scalping, feeling the market out. That's what I was doing today. That was my plan. If I see the same exact setup on ES and NQ, that gives me so much more confidence overall in my market sentiment. Meaning that if ES and NQ at the same exact time just had huge buys coming in, we should probably see some sort of a continuation. That just shows clear indication in the market that there is a clear side that they want to see it continue. And I mean, if you guys saw the rest of the day, this shit just pumped. And this is where repetition really takes control. And this is my favorite thing about trading, is trading on this 1-2 minute time frames and just scalping. You guys see, once again, we kind of are trading off of our previous buys. So we were just talking about actually trading off of this EMA, waiting for sells to come in and seeing if buyers will continue to hold this, because this is my number one thing. I think markets repeat themselves often. Repeating signs are very good for a continuous trend. You know, a healthy trend is this. It's this nice chop up, but you see this clear side going up. It is a clear trend, is not just this and then this and then this. Like, that's not a clear trend to me. You want to see that natural buying and selling, but majority of the time you want to see those healthy pullbacks for the real buying, because that verifies, when we see these sells come in, that verifies sellers getting weakened and buyers coming in at new highs because they expect this to go even higher. So once again, we had this nice buy up. We targeted high of day. We got filled on that order right there. Then sells come in again. But what do we notice? Just holding this EMA, holding this EMA. Now at this point, you could just say, Steph, I thought you said once you see buyers hold the EMA, you jump in. For me personally, I want to see some sort of a bullish candle off of the EMA. So we were just talking about right here, this candle is extremely bullish because, again, you have to think of what happened during the candle. Giant sell-off, matched it completely to the buy side, closed right back at its open. That is an extremely bullish candle to me. Buys up. We got filled on that order. We got out. Right again, then we look for longs. We continued to look for longs. We were trading longs all morning. Came down again. We're waiting for a bullish candle. This candle right here, again, doesn't tell me a story. I don't really see anything from this. This candle, once again, it's green, but yet I'm not seeing a huge volume push from buys. Then this candle really showed me what I wanted to see. We had this nice dip into past the CMA, buys pushing it all the way back up initially closing even higher than the previous one with a very small top wick. That shows me buyers are here to play. Then we jumped in right at that candle close, SL at the bottom of this wick, just like how we did here. Waited for the candle close, jumped in right here, SL at the bottom of the wick. TP was at previous highs. Same exact thing here, but I just held a little bit higher because I didn't want to run a negative RR trade. This was around a 1-1 pretty much exactly. And what the main thing about this video is, once again, just looking at ES as we are taking these trades. If you look, we took this trade exactly at 9:56. We were done before 10 o'clock today, which it was crazy. Look at this 9:56 candle on ES. We're seeing huge buys off of this EMA just like we did right here. Look at that. Had this nice candle come down. Nice buy up right here. I would have taken, if I was trading ES, this is where I would have been in longs right here. But again, we're looking at a similar trend. We're seeing buys come in. Right when we saw buys come in at 9:56, we saw them come in on ES, and we hit TP right away. This is ES on the 5-minute chart. You guys can see clear uptrend, super bullish uptrend. Look at NQ. Look at how similar these are moving today. And that was the easiest thing to do because the ability to have that kind of back confidence that ES is also moving identical to NQ for me is the number one thing, because I have the ability to psychologically confirm every single trade I take because the overall trend of the market is doing the same exact thing. This is another example of a good day to trade, looking at ES and NQ simultaneously and seeing how they move. You guys see how similar these are moving right now? That is a very good sign for a actual validation of your play. You want to make sure that it is actually agreeing with the overall market, especially when we're trading NQ. You want to make sure you're trading with the trend of ES. That is only going to help your setup. You don't want to see NQ being super bullish and ES being super bearish, just because it's going to confluence itself. You want to make sure you are agreeing with the overall stock market. You do not want to take trades against the stock market. That is how you get toasted and fried like a boiled egg. This is a good example of NQ always leading to correct. So if we are looking at ES and NQ, NQ's on that side, ES is on this side, we're looking at right now NQ looking a little bit more bullish than ES in this scenario. Again, just looking at price action right now, and we're on the 1 minute, and this is from, I believe, Monday of this week. You're seeing NQ being slightly more bullish, okay? So I would actually say ES looks bearish to me, and NQ looks bullish to me right now, because what are we seeing? We're seeing NQ almost back up at all these daily highs, where ES, look at how far away ES is from these highs, and we're actually seeing a pretty solid downtrend. We can keep making lower highs continuously on ES. Look at how we just bought right back off of these previous bottom wicks right here. We had these big sell orders come in and instantly swept it right back up above the EMA, looking ready to push back above highs, but ES does not look like that's gonna happen either. And again, you always want to favor ES over NQ because it is the stock market. And you guys can see we never really got that big bullish move out of ES, and you guys can watch what happens, man. ES will always take control, and that's what happened right here. Waiting for confirmation of ES when you're trading NQ is something that is pretty, I would say, underrated. Right here, when we had that opportunity to take longs, we actually never got the confirmation of buys on ES, and that just is a bad sign because, again, ES is in control. It didn't show us as much of a bullish move as it did on NQ, and it's more than likely to continue that downtrend than it is to actually go and retrace like NQ did. ES will always win this fight, man. You look on the higher time frames, ES will always take control of NQ regardless of the shorter time frames. Anyways, I just really want you guys to start taking more of a technical aspect to everything, of actually looking at news, understanding how the stock market moves, and that's something that I don't do as much either, and I really want to get into. I'm someone who trades every single day. My entire life is trading, but you know, I don't really know what goes on much around the stock market. I don't know what Apple's earnings announcement was about, or what, you know, Nvidia is doing today. I want to be able to wear a suit and talk to an old guy about, you know, Pfizer stock, and I feel like that would actually boost my confidence in the market because I know what's happening. I know what's going on in the real world. I'm not just looking at a chart, reading what the chart's doing, and then just trading off of it. I need to dive into this stuff more. But step one, all of that is just making sure you are watching the overall stock market, using it to your advantage to actually then catch a bigger trade on NQ and actually make it way more resourceful for yourself.